Hello, it's Leanne and Simon on Loving Life. Now with today's topic, continuing to create your masterpiece.
Excellent.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Good evening. Welcome. And thanks for joining me, Lee.
Oh, thank you for joining me.
Well, we're going to welcome all of the guests as you join us this evening. You know what we love to do, and that's to say a big hello to all of our guests out there. Let us know you're here. Pop your details in the comments, and we'd love to personally say hello and welcome you. But make sure you let us know where you're streaming in from. I'm just going to press another button and brighten us up. It's really bright, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so bright tonight.
All right, we've got a great topic on the back of the last couple of weeks. We are continuing to create your masterpiece. And that's our amazing topic for this evening. So we've got some great points lined up that we want to share. But first of all, you know what to do. Let's come on out. Let us know you're here. And as I said, we would love to welcome you and welcome you to the stream. So we've got Peggy over there in WA. Hello, Shani in Sydney. Hello, Delise. We've got Wendy up there in the UK. Lynn Williams in Melbourne. G'day, Lynn. Cheryl from Sydney. Hello to Cheryl in Sydney. Who else we got out there? Serena. Hello, Serena from Melbourne. Great to have you here as well. We've had a busy day today. Well, we love welcoming everyone to our live streams while you're finishing sharing over there.
Some sharing.
Luann's here from over in Perth in WA. G'day, Josh in Brisbane. Welcome to you. Pacifico down there in Sydney. G'day to you. Kerry Young in Mackay in North Queensland. Welcome to you, Kerry.
Jumping all over the place.
Thanks for joining us. We are jumping all over the place. We've got the UK in the house. We've got the Melbourneians, we've got the Sydneyites, we've got the Queenslanders in the house. Who else we got out there? Let us know you're here. Pop your details in the comments. Let us know where you are streaming in from. And we got a great topic lined up called Continuing to Create Your Masterpiece. And we'll talk about that very shortly. Lee's still sharing there.
Almost done.
Almost done? Mm-hmm. Excellent. Stephanie. Hello, Stephanie from Kincora.
It was Stephen.
Oh, is it Stephen? Oh, it was too.
Stephanie.
My goodness.
Sorry, Stephen.
Sorry, Stephen.
I'm like, that sounds weird.
My eyes are playing tricks on me. Freedom of happiness. Marina. Hello, Marina. Marina in Melbourne. Hello to you.
All right, I'm done sharing.
Who else we got out there?
Keep
Who
you
else
on
has joined
track
us?
over here with people's names.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting back from the camera and I didn't quite read it.
Far?
Yeah.
You've got the glasses on.
I know. Tell me about it.
We're ready to go. We're ready to start.
Let's jump into our topic for this evening. And, of course, Stephen's with Karen as well. Good. You're both there. Excellent.
It's not Stephanie.
No, it's not Stephanie. It's Stephen. All right. Well, you're both there. And great for everyone to join us this evening. So we'll kick off our live. And, of course, we're continuing on from the last couple of lives, Lee, where we've covered off how you create your masterpiece. Mm-hmm. And this evening's topic is continuing to create your masterpiece.
And we're up to number 10.
Yeah, last week we spoke about 9 tips and topics that you can indulge yourself into in order to continue to create your masterpiece. Mm-hmm. And this evening we've got another 9 topics lined up that we're going to cover off and talk about important aspects, important points of things that are really relevant if you're looking to create your life as your masterpiece.
Cool.
All right.
Sounds good.
So, point number 10, Lee, what's the first key to point number 10?
Believe it.
Believe it. What does that mean? Well, does your hero's belief, and you are the hero of your story, right? Mm-hmm. So does your belief serve your story? So what you believe is what you're portraying in your story of life. So that's an important point. What else, Lee?
You have control to change it if required.
Of course, we're all in control of our lives. Mm-hmm. So we have the ability to change our own story. You also are your own guru. Nobody else is a guru out there. You are your own guru. What you've got to do is learn the tips and the tools and apply the principles in your own life to create your perfect story. So what else we got?
So be sure to get moving.
Get moving. Nothing happens if you don't do anything, right?
Exactly.
So you've got to be prepared to take action. Now, people fail for 3 reasons. Number 1, because of fear. Lee, number 2? Confusion. And number 3 is indecisiveness. So we find that people will be indecisive, they will be confused, or they fail because of fear. And they're the 3 most common failures. So you refuse to be limited by what is holding you back in your life. So if you believe it and you believe in yourself enough to continue to create your masterpiece, you're not going to allow things to limit you or hold you back.
No, absolutely.
What else?
You're willing to accept challenges and understand the consequences.
Well, of course, we're always going to have challenges when we get outside our comfort zone, right? So we're going to be faced with challenges in our life, but we've got to be prepared to accept those challenges. And as you said, understand the consequences, right? So there's a challenge, but there could be a consequence depending which way I go with the challenge. So the lesson in point number 10 for creating your masterpiece is full steam ahead, right? No turning back. Once you're on the path to create change, you've got to create change and keep going and do what's necessary.
Well, I actually posted a quote when I was doing scheduling some posts today, and the quote was, "Don't look backwards, you're not going that way."
That's right. Yeah, great quote. All right, so number 11, our point number 11 for continuing to create your masterpiece is why people conform. Why do people conform?
Because they want to fit in.
Yeah, they do. They want to fit in. They don't want to stand out. They don't want to go against the grain.
They don't want any attention drawn to them.
No. So they will conform, right? And continue to do what others do. So you do understand that when you're creating change, that nothing in life is going to be perfect, right? There will be pressure from the outside for you to conform from other people, particularly when you're making change and you're making bold decisions or taking bold steps in your life.
Like starting a business for yourself.
Exactly. You'll have pressure from people to conform back to normality, right? Or what they believe is normal. What else, Lee? There'll be
Criticism?
Other things. Criticism from people. You can also be...
get unwanted advice.
Yep, unwanted advice. And you can also have people whispering behind your back.
Yes.
Right? Those whispers.
The water cooler chat.
The whispers that go on behind the back. So you can also have those going on as well. Now, you do understand, however, that everybody has an opinion. That's a great saying.
They're like a-holes.
Yep, everyone has one. And some of them... Anyway, we won't go there. We did go there. All right, so everyone has an opinion. Doesn't mean it's right. Okay, so it's funny because people are prepared to share with you their opinion. And what I love about it is I often say to people who are looking at our online business, who are you taking advice from? Are the people you're seeking advice from, are those people creating success or results? Are those people earning a multiple six-figure income in their life? Are they leading the way? Are they an inspiration to you? Or are they not? Now, if they're not, why would you take advice from them? Right?
Yeah.
So, and sometimes the advice comes from those closest and dearest to us that tend to love us, right? Could be family, could be friends, could be our spouse, etc., who think they've got our best interest at heart. But at the end of the day, they're giving us an opinion based on their uneducated opinion, right? It's just their opinion. And often that opinion is coming from somebody who's actually not creating success in their life. So therefore, what right do they have to actually form an opinion or to share their opinion with us? But it comes from a place of caring, right?
Yeah.
So we've got to understand that there is opinions and their opinions will be everywhere. However, they are manageable and you've got to learn to manage people's opinions. And they can be helpful, but only in measured doses.
Little parts.
Little doses.
Yeah.
Sometimes people can go over the top with their opinions because they actually give you their opinion because they want you to what?
Fail?
No, they want you to change your mind. Don't they?
Yes.
They want to give you their opinion because they want to speak their opinion into truth for you because they don't want you to do it. So they're giving you their opinion. This is my opinion. I don't think you should do that. Right? So how else do we continue to create our masterpiece? And we're on point number 11. All the choices you make as the hero of your story will be measured in some way. Right? So all the choices that you make in your life as you create your story will be measured in some way. What else, Lee?
As the hero, you are an entrepreneur.
You are. You are an entrepreneur when you're creating change in your life and you're breaking away from the herd, you're forming new opinions, you're developing yourself, you're making new decisions, and all of these things are entrepreneurial. And that's what entrepreneurs do. They think outside the box. Now, as you make decisions, you will navigate your future universe, right? So often we hear things that, and we, in the personal development space, and often we can say, we don't want that to be a part of our universe, right? We don't want it to be a part of our life, our reality. So therefore we shut that out. And it could be negative news as an example, right? So it's fine to be educated about something and to know what's going on, but you don't need to absorb and soak yourself into the negative
Sit there
news.
for hours and listen to it over and over.
But some people do. And then it becomes a topic and they talk about it. And we know what we speak about, we bring into reality, right? We had that yesterday. We had a business call yesterday morning focusing on a particular topic with the owners of the company. And then later that day and during that day, Lee and I attracted that exact.
You did.
Attracted that exact.
I didn't participate
discussion
in the conversation
in my life for the day, and I was, according to one of the owners, quite outspoken about it, and I attracted it in my life.
Too much energy onto it.
So what we think about, we bring about. What we speak into reality. So be very careful the word choices and the word tracks that we make. So as we navigate our universe, be okay with that. So point number 12.
Now, understand that every story has a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yeah, absolutely. Every story is going to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. But remember that you're the author of your story. So as you see you have the ability to see your entire story laid out, right? From the beginning, all the way to where you are now.
And you can change stuff.
And even your future.
Yeah, you can change it.
So you've got the advantage as being the author of your story to actually see the entire story laid out. So one thing that you do have to do is certainly think beyond your current circumstances. A lot of people can get caught up in their current circumstances and not be able to think beyond that.
Yeah.
And that causes people to get stuck, causes people to not move forward, causes people to, stop themselves because of fear or the fear of the unknown. So think beyond your current circumstances. It's a really, really key point. All right, point number 13, Lee, for our continue to create your masterpiece is?
Cause or effect.
Are you at cause in your life or are you at the effect in your life? Right? So we can be both or we can be one or the other. So are you choosing to be at cause or are you choosing to allow yourself to be at the effect? Now, if someone's at the effect, Lee, what does that look like?
I suppose they're just responding to what's happening. They're not creating it.
Yeah, they're responding to what's happening, going on around them. Quite often it affects them. Yeah, it affects them in what they're doing on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It affects the way they feel. It affects their life. It affects what they're looking to create, right? So are you at the effect of what's going on or are you actually creating things to be at cause in your life? And it's most important to be at cause on everything that you have control over. So this is about what's being at cause about. It's about taking what?
Responsibility
For yourself, right? You've got to take responsibility for yourself, and that way you're being at cause. So you are being personally accountable for the decisions you make, the actions you take, and the
accountability.
Yeah, the accountability is with you, right? The buck stops with you. And it's this action alone, personal responsibility and accountability, that separates the heroes from everyone else. Okay? So people that are heroes take personal responsibility, they take self-responsibility, and they absolutely are personally accountable for their decisions, choices, and actions in their life. All right.
Cool.
So point number 14 in
Count the wins.
Love this one. Count the wins. How do you count your wins?
On all my fingers.
How do you recognize your wins? What are your wins?
Anything that makes me happy, that is moving me towards my goals.
Yep. So they're things that you recognize during the day, throughout the day, at the end of the day. Count your wins. What did I achieve today? What was good about my day? Right? As opposed to what was the drama that happened, right?
Yeah.
So what was good about my day? What did I learn today that I didn't know yesterday? So is that a win? I did something new and I was able to overcome it, or I created something new, or I learned something new, or I put a website together today and I've never done that before, right? So there's things in our life that we can recognize on a daily basis and count your wins. And sometimes, and we've certainly recommended in the past, Lee, that people have a wins diary and they write it down in a little notepad, right? Where you can actually
put in your notes in your phone.
Yeah, notes in your phone or a program in your phone where you can write down your wins as they occur during the day.
Yeah.
Could be that you went to the petrol station and saved $19 on filling up because it had gone up down the road and the petrol station you went to was cheaper, right? And you ended up saving $19 because the petrol went up.
Yeah.
So count that as a win. Like, these are things you've got to recognize. Did you go to did you go to the grocery store and something was on special, your favorite item,
chocolate,
right? It was half price. So it's a win.
So I brought two.
That defeats the purpose, right?
No, it doesn't.
It
if I brought
does.
two, it would have been double the price.
I know, but you don't need to. You
And
just
I'm
buy
just
two
joking.
because it's half price.
That's right.
You're not spending the same, but you get double for your money.
That's right.
But anyway, so these are wins, right? You've got to count your wins, and they can be small wins, they can be big wins, but it's about recognizing what the wins are. And quite often these things come into people's lives and they have no idea. They have no concept of it. They have no appreciation for the small things that have just been a win in their life and they don't realize it. So they still go around with their blinkers on, and what happens? They get stuck.
That's right. And that's why it's good to write them down as they happen, because if you try to remember them at the end of the day, sometimes all the crappy things get in the way.
Yeah. So we all require wins in our life, right? We all require that. And we create an epic story in our life, our masterpiece, by creating wins in our life. Wins are crucial to creating a story. It's also a positive turn of events in our life is a win. So something that's positive, that's turned around, just like that, is a win. So make sure on a daily basis you are celebrating your wins, big or small, and celebrate your wins with others. We celebrate wins, don't we?
We do.
What do we do when we have a win?
F yeah.
We do a big high five,
Don't
right?
say F yeah, though. We say other things.
So we celebrate our wins, right? We count the wins. We celebrate our wins throughout the day and the progress. So it raises that level of vibration.
So Kerry's had a win today. She can now realise she can write her wins in her notes.
That's
in her
exactly
phone.
right. What a great
That's
idea.
win.
There you go. You can put them in your notes, put them in Google Keep, put them in, depending what phone you're using, right? There's
all
plenty of
use
places.
iPhones,
Oh, they
babe.
don't. Let's not go down that
How many
path.
Samsung users do we
Let's
actually
not
have
go down that
on
path.
the stream?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm a Samsung user and I love
I've got
it.
one.
I love it, right? And we're streaming on a good quality Samsung
That's only because you're only me
with front camera, which is better than an Apple, right? All right, so number 15 we're up to. Let's stay on course. Continue to create your masterpiece. Point number 15 is what?
Of
course.
course, we know stories even have conflict.
Oh, look, we got Samsung users coming up. See, they're all they're all Samsung users.
All of them, all of like four.
That's right. It doesn't matter.
There's four
right?
people.
It's the people that matter that say they're proud to be a Samsung user. See, look, it's still coming.
Oh, whatever.
It's still coming. You're outnumbered.
What? No, we're
All right.
not.
So, of course, we know stories can have conflict. That's what you said, wasn't it?
Of course we know. Is it?
Stories can have conflict. We can have conflict in our stories. And this can come in the form of stoppers. Stoppers. Who are stoppers? Who are stoppers? Karen said iPhones blow up. Carry on.
Okay, so Rob said, I had a win today. I'm studying to be a driving instructor and realise how much I need to fix.
That's right.
Did he come and teach my daughter? No.
Look, Stephen says iPhones blow up.
Okay, enough iPhone talk now.
All right, so getting back on track. So we have stoppers in our life. Now, who are the stoppers? But stoppers can also help you create your masterpiece because they can drive you, right? But stoppers can be what? What can they be to you?
Annoying.
They can be annoying. They can also
Irritating.
be irritating.
And harmful.
And they can be harmful. They can be harmful. But who are stoppers? So you have to identify who the stoppers are for you.
Well, they could be a loved one. They could be a friend. They could be yourself.
Well, that's the big thing. You're giving it away.
What?
Could be yourself. And of course, we've got to look at who the stoppers are around us. But the biggest stopper is you, right? The biggest stopper is yourself.
Are you saying I'm the biggest stopper?
No, I'm not
I'm
saying
going to
that.
say you're the biggest stopper.
Not at all. So we do have stoppers in our life, and sometimes we've got to absolutely understand that we've got to learn to love those people from a distance, right? Because they have our best interest at heart, but sometimes they can be the biggest stoppers in allowing people to move forward and create something greater for themselves. And often, like I said earlier, often they're people that are coming from a place of really not having created success themselves. So again, what gives them the right to form their opinion or judgment onto you about what you should or shouldn't do, right? So that's being a stopper, is stopping somebody from going down a path of potentially creating something great for themselves because that person is scared or fearful for the other person's outcome. Okay?
So we've got only a few minutes left to cover the rest.
Yep. So you may uncover and be clear that the biggest stopper, of course, is yourself. All right, point number 16 for our continue to create your masterpiece, Lee. Point number 16 is
the forgiveness formula.
the forgiveness formula. So are you big enough to forgive others?
Yes.
Really? Good.
Yes. Oh, I'm not answering this question.
Are you big enough to forgive others? Are you big enough to apologise? Are you big enough to say, I was wrong? Are you big enough to say...
I don't know that.
That's what I was waiting on. Are you big enough to say that, no, you were right, husband?
No, I was right. Is that what you mean?
It could be that.
And hey, Mel, we see you there.
It could be that. Could be that you're right. It could be the husband's right.
All right, let's continue on. Haven't got much time.
So are you big enough to forgive? Are you big enough to take the higher road, right? Sometimes we've got to take the higher road and we've got to use the forgiveness formula. We've got to be prepared to forgive others for their shortcomings, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All opportunities often come with adversity.
Absolutely. Opportunities do come with adversity. Be more self-reliant. That's really important if you're forgiving others. Become more self-reliant on taking responsibility and focus on your daily rewards. So what are you going to get out of today that is rewarding, that's going to reward yourself, that you can feel good about?
And be prepared to adjust your telescope, the lens you look through.
So adjust the lens that you look through, because often we can look through a particular lens and see something that really is not there, right? So sometimes we've got to be prepared to adjust the telescope on what we're seeing on that lens. And we can be casting our own opinions on something which doesn't need to actually be there, right?
Yep.
All right, so point number 17 for our continue to create your masterpiece.
Why decisions fail.
Why do decisions fail, Lee?
Not every decision we make is the right one.
No, not every decision we make is going to be right. Right? Sometimes decisions we make are not going to be right for us, but we don't know that until we actually make those decisions.
That's right.
So where do we stand on the ladder of life? So
Right
where are
at the
you? And this
top
is a
rung.
really good mental analogy in your mind, is where if life was a ladder, right, and you were somewhere on the ladder, going up the ladder, right? So whatever that ladder represents for you, but if you could imagine a ladder of life, where do you see yourself on the ladder of life?
Somewhere with a good view.
Somewhere with a good view. And who's above you on the ladder of life and who's below you on the ladder of life?
That's a hard one.
So where do you stand on the ladder of life? Do you need to find a way out of the rut in order to climb the ladder higher, right? In order to climb the ladder of life. We watched a program which talked about the path. Yeah, it was a made-up program on Stan, or it was on Stan or Prime. I think one of those.
Prime
it's on
or Stan, I don't know.
Yeah. So if you're after a really interesting, made-up
it was about a made-up
series, made-up cult series called The Path. Very interesting. Highly recommend it. And
they talk about the ladder.
Talk about the ladder of life, which is quite ironic because it's also in our personal development. Do you need to find a way out of the rut? Maybe, maybe not. Some people don't feel like they're in a rut, and that's great. Others can really feel like they're stuck in a rut and are really requiring change. And of course, if you are, you could have the best story.
Yeah.
What sort of story could that be?
Underdog story.
Yeah, or it could be the rags to riches. So if you're coming from a stuck place in your life and you're wanting to break out and create success, you could have a rags to riches story. Or, like you said, you could be the underdog, right? Who breaks through and creates success against all odds of those around you that actually maybe didn't believe in you as much as you believed in yourself. And that's an important aspect. Point number 18, and our final one for this topic, continuing to create your masterpiece, is your journey of life is a quest that you're on.
Yep. It can start with doubt and confusion.
And often it does. Often when we start out on a new journey, we have our own personal doubts. We're confused about where we're going and what we're looking to achieve. However, you can go to the end with absolute certainty and confidence. So you can go from confusion and doubt at the start to creating absolute certainty in your mind about this new journey you're on.
Everyone has a story.
Yeah, everyone does. You've got a story, I've got a story, and what you've got to be careful of is not getting stuck in your story. And a lot of people can replay their story about what they've been told or the sort of person they are because people have always told them that they're this way inclined, or they can't do something because I've never been able to do that. But if you keep reaffirming that, these are stories that we reaffirm to ourselves in our lives, which in effect become our own stopper because they hold us back, right? Quite often, how do you know? You can do anything that we want to set our mind to if we want to achieve it.
Sure. So a couple of questions, I suppose, to ask yourself. So what is it that you want?
Yep, that's a good one. What is it that you want?
How big is big?
How big is big?
Big is really big.
How big is big, right? How big is big?
What do you want to accomplish?
What do you want to accomplish? Great question.
Are the, what does that say?
Stakes?
The stakes high enough?
Are the stakes high enough? So are you playing a big enough game? And of course, are the rewards great enough? Because you've got to have good rewards that are going to reward you, that's going to empower you to go after those goals that you want to achieve. So, Lee?
Be sure to feed your decisions.
And be sure to know where you're going. That's important.
Make the right decision for you.
That's right. It's the right decision for you and not for anyone else. The decisions that you make are the right decisions for you, and you've got to make those decisions the right one by following through and taking the action, right? So you can be certain that you're on the right path, creating your masterpiece with all of these tips that we're talking about, and implementing these things into our life and allowing us to just remain focused on where we want to go and what we want to achieve. And everyone's journey is going to be different. So don't beat yourself up along the way about, the journey so far or where you're at, or maybe you're not as far as, maybe you're not as far along the journey as maybe you like to be. But it doesn't matter because you're in control of writing your story and you've still got the story that lays in front of you.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. So we're going to be back to finish off this series. And we've got another range of topics to go to finish off the Creating Your Masterpiece series that we're talking about here at the moment. However, for the next 2 weeks, we have got commitments and we will not be back for our Facebook Lives.
Until the 1st of March.
Yeah, so our next Facebook Live will be in 3 weeks.
1st of
We
March.
have 2 weeks off. So 1st of March, we'll be back on a Wednesday evening and we will continue the topic with Creating Your Masterpiece. Unfortunately, we've got business commitments next week that conflict, and we do that once every 4 to 5 weeks. And then the following week, we're actually away. We're having a staycation. So thank you for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. Trust that you enjoyed the discussion and the topic that we shared. If you want to re-watch any of these Facebook Lives, they're available on Leanne's Loving Life Now Facebook page. However, they're also uploaded on YouTube.
Yes. And there might be some accidentally missing.
Yeah, we lost some on Facebook because Facebook made some changes and we didn't realise that after 30 days, they were automatically deleting. So we found that out last week. But some of those episodes, fortunately, I got before they deleted and they're on YouTube.
Yes.
So you can find all of our weekly Facebook Lives or Facebook Lives when we do them on our YouTube channel, Simon and Leanne Unleashed. So head over to there and you can certainly get some inspiration on our YouTube channel, and we'll love to see you back in a couple of weeks.
Awesome.
Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining us. Have a wonderful evening and stay safe.
Bye.
Be good.